long, long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Luminous beings, welcome to the very first session of our latest Star Wars adventure. Hi everyone, my name is Philip, and I'm the Living Force. Which I have to say, of all these game systems, the one in which you call yourself the Living Force is the one most likely to give GMs a god complex. Joining me are some of our wonderful players who you recognize from many different disparate games across our streams. I think we should, everyone should introduce themselves here and maybe tell us what your character's origin and species, just so we can kind of get some pictures here for everything. Lauren, why don't we start with you?
Yes, my character's name is Stybla'uk'eanuro. She goes by Layala, though. She is a Chiss mechanic, and she is currently traveling the galaxy with her brother.
Segue.
Lauke.
Howdy. I'm Kevin. My character is Stybla'uk'eanuro. He goes by Lauke or Lauke, and I am a Chiss pilot traveling the galaxy with my sister.
Fascinating. Jeremy.
Hello. My name's Boz Cramey. I'm a Beastmaster extraordinaire, explorer extraordinaire, lots of things extraordinaire. I've been traveling the galaxy, going to all the exotic places, finding all the beasties, making best friends with them, and showing people the way along the way. I also have a terrible accent.
Move your head so we see you.
Oh, that's me. I did the Photoshop in like 5 minutes. It's actually a different person.
Oh,
I think it's wonderful. It really gets my good side.
Immune Scout is one of my favorite things. And speaking of interesting species origin combinations, Jed, why don't you introduce us to your character?
Yes. All right. My name is Darkstrauss. I'm a Trandoshan, famously known for our warriors in combat specialists. We have a very ancient hunting tradition. But myself, I am a diplomat by training and profession. Maybe some places might call me more of a lawyer. I tend to negotiate things. So a lot of times that's the kind of prey I hunt. Is psychological style warfare is what I'm an expert in, and I'd have to say I'm pretty much an expert in it.
I think
have some extracurricular enjoyments as well, but I'm sure we'll get to those in time.
Based on your accent, they'd probably refer to you as a solicitor where you're from.
Oh yes, I suppose I would.
Oh.
Also, I hate to break it to y'all, but we'll have twangs as well. Just slight.
You guys are gonna have twangs as well?
That's wonderful.
Oh my god.
It was decided a while ago. I'm sorry.
What's fantastic? Well, wait. Twangs is in. I mean, twang means something
like
to be.
Southern?
Southern twangs?
Yeah.
All right. So basically,
there's no need to apologize. You're from where you are from.
Everything
Can't
from.
speak, right?
Oh boy,
What?
I'm so excited.
I love that we have a Trandoshan diplomat and immune scout, which
It's a wonderful combination.
traditionally bankers.
Well,
There are not many in my species, my home planet, that do what I do. I generally go
Same
off
here,
world
mate.
for work.
That's why we get along so well.
That is why we get
Never-
along. Yeah,
I really
exactly.
feel like the two of you are not. Neither of you have the accents of your species. You have the accents of people who go hunting all the time. The collective pan-galactic
wrong.
accent.
Yeah,
Hey, you
that's not
try.
wrong.
Yeah.
You try hunting
I love it.
exotic species across the galaxy for 10 years and see if you don't end up sounding like this.
You know that linguistic experts have theorized. And apologies if this is offensive. I've heard this. I'm not sure this is true, although I think I read a thing that said it was kind of true. That the Australian accent is predictably what, like, a British accent would sound like if you make everyone drunk all the time.
Love that.
And
I'm gonna choose to believe it.
And just so the idea of just everyone who's out on these hunts just drinking weird alien moonshines all the time, just gradually all start talking the same. Well guys, this was just delightful. I don't know that we're gonna top this, so we should probably stop there. Mission successful. No. We are going to now venture into this adventure. Into mystery here with our wonderful crew. Lyala, Lauke, Boz, and Stark. But first, an invocation. I find a certain freedom in my own lack of Force ability. To study the Force without being able to use it is like piloting a vessel without a hyperdrive. You can travel the stars and witness their wonders, but you're unlikely to fly yourself straight into any of them and die in fire and agony. Brata Donlos, a sage of Duarte. So, as all Star Wars stories of late begin, we start on the planet of Batuu, at the edge of the universe, 5,000 years before the events of the original Star Wars trilogy. Here in wild space, just at the very frontier of space that is known and mapped, there are several small outposts where people can trade with species, civilizations, organizations unknown to the galaxy at large, which in this era means the Galactic Republic. This is a time of swashbuckling adventure, a time when pioneers are seeking new routes through hyperspace to connect far-flung planets, to find new and exciting resources and bring them to the core or to the expanding mid-rim. The planet of Batuu is a logical stopping place for those seeking the mysteries of the unknown regions, where numerous impossible civilizations are said to exist, such as the rumored Chiss ascendancy. But here on Batuu, knowledge of the Chiss is considered an uncertainty at best, which is why it caused a bit of a stir when a strange vessel landed on Batuu. And out of it stepped a pair of blue-skinned, red-eyed Chiss. Elsewhere on the planet, a pair of hunters, or hunters of one kind or another. A Mune named Boz Cramy, and a Trandoshan named Dark Strauss were seeking passage to a very difficult planet to find, one that is appropriately known as Lost Ord, a world whose location seems to have shifted at some point in the past, and whatever mysteries are said to be held there, lost, unless you happen to be one of the lucky few who know its new location. Lost Ord seems to be a location where you can find secrets, forbidden devices, substances, ancient lore, long-dead practices. People who really want to hide often find themselves on this planet. These Chiss and these hunters all seek Lost Ord for their own reasons. And based on a victory last week on behalf of this game, actually, Jen and Kevin, this is probably news to you guys, during a Star Wars trivia game that happened last Monday, these players actually requested a boon for the table as a whole, rather than for any individual player. And as such, you luminous beings, we begin our game with you having already negotiated passage on a freighter, the captain of which believes he knows the location of Lost Ord, and he will take it there for fees already rendered. So that's right, the boon here is that the money you would have needed to figure out or the deals you would have needed to make, we are simply hand-waving, and you have all paid your share of getting to this planet. Now, he's going to take you in his ship. He is a Gotal, so Kevin, there you guys randomly rolled what your own for Fred is, so he's a Gotal like poor old Lucknux was. He is the captain of a cargo vessel called the Avalanche. He's mentioned to you that getting to Lost Ord involves some fairly dangerous micro jumps. You're going to have to go fairly close to some serious spatial anomalies, black holes, hot supernovae, and things of this nature. But he seems to be a pretty competent captain, and provided luck is on your side, things should be fine. And he'll take you in this, the Avalanche.
Impressive. Wow, Philip, who built these for the channel? What extraordinary special effects?
I don't know when you shut up. It doesn't matter.
High budget.
Just don't be mean about it. So, the Avalanche will take you where you're going. Notably about the Avalanche, this two-person, sort of like single passenger, one pilot, one passenger, Chiss starfighter can fit within this cargo ship. This will be the cargo in question. So you're having to sort of pay the tonnage fee out of what funds you have, Lauke. Our other travelers are, they have paid a much lower rate to simply get a seat on the ship.
So I'm broke.
Yeah. And so Lauke, your vessel, unfortunately, based on some rolls I made beforehand, your vessel is being loaded into the cargo hold. It is not, because you see, in a flashback here, when you were on a different ship, see your ship sort of rested atop the Simplicity, and when needed, you could, board up through it and then run out and defend that ship with, But in this ship, your ship is going to be locked inside. They do not have hangars in their freighter, is the idea. But if this is an agreeable deal to everyone, we will basically hand wave you having to find a ship, secure payment, all of this stuff. Jed, you know the most about this from our previous Sunday game. Get mixed up in a bunch of other deals, etc.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
And instead, you guys are simply going to, you have passage on this ship. In addition to you, does anyone in this group have a gather information score? This is a mental talent. Is anybody's gather information 50 or higher?
No.
50.
Izdark.
Mine is 50.
Understood. In that case, Izdark, you have basically kind of overheard in whatever conversations you kind of like grasped that there are going to be 2 other passengers aboard this vessel. Why don't you make a gather information roll to see if you have gleaned anything about them? First roll of the campaign, everybody. Here we go.
More the merrier on a long journey like this one, right?
Unfortunately, I rolled a 57.
A 57 is a failure, sadly.
There would be a failure.
So, though you're aware, now if you want to immediately start burning luck, by all means do it, but I would say this is probably not quite worth it for this.
I don't think so.
Then you know that there will be more passengers, but you are unaware of their identity. So we are going to officially begin the game. shortly before sort of the scheduled departure time, although realistically, you know, this is a charter flight, so it's going to leave when everyone who's booked a thing is there. So if there is any other business any of you wish to do in Batuu 5,000 years before its appearance in the Star Wars franchise, you may undertake those things now. What do you think? What do you think our Chiss friends are doing? Are you guys just kind of staying at the ship, overseeing stuff? Are you exploring the sites? Where do you think the two of you would find yourselves at this point?
We'd be looking around a little bit.
Okay.
We haven't been outside of the
ascendancy.
So this is new for us.
All right.
So we're gonna be looking around.
Boz and Eisdark, do you think you guys would be kind of wandering the stalls of Batuu, or would you be on? Would you kind of just be waiting at the ship, ready to go?
It depends. Are there any exotic animals around?
Well, Boz Craney, why don't you make a luck roll? Boy, the luck mechanic is good, you guys.
I also would like to. Yes.
Yeah.
It sounds fun.
No.
I would like to also know if there's any gambling establishments.
Gambling. Why don't you make a luck roll?
No, that's a failure.
So, Boz Craney and Eisdark Strauss have spent a couple of hours kind of wandering through, I don't know if this is officially Black Spire Outpost. This may be before its founding, although apparently Batuu canonically has been operational for thousands of years. So somewhere there were, they've always been using it as kind of an outpost in this part of space. So the two of you look around for your respective interest vices, and unfortunately can find nothing to interest you.
It's all right. That's where I'm going.
As, however, you guys sort of walk through the stalls, you do spot a pair of interesting individuals. And Eisdark, with that 50 you rolled, you knew there's 4 other passengers, 2 of whom they said were blue, and you do see 2 blue-skinned humanoids. Now, Lauke and Layala, are you kind of just walking around in normal clothing? Are you in your armor? Do you have hoods up? What's your current vibe?
I would tend to have a hood up just to, not to look suspicious, but to kind of not draw attention as much as we potentially could.
Understood.
And I would encourage my brother to do the same.
Same.
All right. So you see 2 hooded figures who seem to have bluish skin, just kind of observing the many features of this place. None of them are sort of seem too specific. They're not kind of interacting too much, not calling too much attention to themselves.
Are there any distinguishing features about them? Anything that I could glean that would prove interesting?
A look roll. Why don't you size them up?
Can I do the same?
Sure.
Well, that's a success. That's 17. That's like a hard success.
A hard success. Great.
Is that how it breaks down? Is it?
Yeah.
What's the blue? Is
blue
that
is
hard?
Hard? Correct. So if you're under the blue number, it's hard. Under the pink, it's a extreme.
I also got a hard success.
Great. So in that case, both of you, I think with a hard success, let's go ahead and get Layala and Lauke. Why don't you guys give us like pretty full descriptions of yourself? What sort of any distinguishing characteristics other than your blue skin, glowing red eyes, any what you're wearing, any weaponry you might have on you, unless it is a weapon that literally has the concealed tag.
After you.
All right. It's blue skin. I guess young to middle-aged. Chiss, maybe 6 feet tall. Heavy blaster pistol. At the hip. Maybe under the cloak. No other distinguishing factors other than maybe like a family crest on the garb.
And are you in a, you're in like a flight suit probably?
Yes.
Like an armored or like somewhat defended flight suit. Cool. Okay. What about you, Lyala?
My clothes aren't super fancy on account of I just work a lot with machines, tend to get greasy, so nothing fancy. Try to keep it clean, but I am wearing that hooded robe. I do have a holdout blaster pistol that would also be underneath the cloak, and
so you don't have to report. I mean, you can tell us, but they won't see anything that's a holdout. They won't actually see. That's all pretty hidden. Ooh, that's great.
What about covert?
Anything that has like the concealed tag, you don't have to reveal to them because it's with a hard success. They won't notice your hidden.
Okay.
Things.
And also, I do have some mechanics tools just hither and thither on my person, smaller ones.
So it seems to be
no.
necessary.
Yeah, and nothing identifiable about me except for my blue skin and dark black hair. That doesn't seem to be common around these parts.
I have a question. The family crest you mentioned, is it a notable family?
I will say no rolls required. It is not a crest you've ever seen before. It is not a family you recognize at all. I would actually like for Boz and Eisdark, having looked these two over, this is actually going to be, because I kind of do this sometimes when you wouldn't even necessarily know what it would be, I need both of you to make miscellany knowledge rolls. So go to your knowledge talents and just general miscellany.
No.
Hard fail.
You are
97. Hard
94.
fail.
actually a 97. Wait, what is your score?
For what is hard?
For miscellany? What is your score in the white box for miscellany?
Sorry, I'm looking for miscellany.
It's under knowledge talents.
Oh, right. It's 20.
Oh, then good news, Eisdark. You have rolled our first fumble. So if your score is under 50, if you roll from 96 to 100, it is a fumble, kind of the equivalent of a critical
Understood.
fail. So, fortunately, you've rolled
Excellent.
it in a time where there's not huge negative consequence, but we are supposed to do a negative consequence. So, Eisdark, this will be an old joke for Kevin. Eisdark, you look these two over, and you are 99% sure you're looking at a pair of Pantorans.
Oh,
You do know the species after all. They're Pantorans. They must have they're wearing like weird glasses or something, but you're pretty sure these are Pantorans.
Okay. I'm sorry about my lack of knowledge.
Of course.
Pantorans. Is there anything notable about
Go
them?
ahead and now that you know about Pantorans, why don't you make a culture roll?
Good God.
I got a 94.
A 94.
I think it's just under a...
So you did not. Yes, that's just under a crit fail. But all right.
I got an extreme success.
An extreme
I rolled a
success.
2. I rolled a 2.
2. Oh, this is great. So in that case, you actually know. As it happens, you do not speak Pantoran, but you know 3 or 4 formal Pantoran greetings. You have negotiated with Pantorans before. You know, like, formal greetings. They're a fairly formal, sort of civilization. So basically, you understand that you could walk. You understand like the proper bow you could do to present yourself, and a few words in their language to say to make yourself.
Do I know any good Pandoran jokes?
I don't think you have that much mastery of the language.
Do I know one good or like, let's say, off-color Pandoran joke?
Make a luck roll.
Oh, that's disappointing. I think I rolled a 71 and I got a 65, so I missed that one.
And unfortunately, you cannot spend luck on luck. That would be, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
But with that, you don't know any... Can't know any words, but you certainly know some like kind greetings to say to such people.
Excellent.
And you know some like bows you could do.
Perfect. All right. I have a mechanical question later, but Boz, let's perhaps we should make our acquaintances with those folks over there.
Do you think those are the blue plate people who are also past
the Pandorans?
Pantorans.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes,
Pantorans,
it is
yeah.
with a T. Yeah, Pantoran. Yes, correct.
Are Pantorans like especially good at something, or like they as like a space?
You rolled very high on this. Pantorans, they are. Let's look at their society and culture. They're very fancy. Like George Lucas actually cameoed as a Pantoran lord in one of the prequels.
Oh, perfect.
They are,
that's great. That's
but they
enough.
have feudal traditions. They're very proud, very aristocratic.
Yeah, perfect. All right, great. I'll walk up then. Letting Balls know, and I'll do a traditional Pantoran greeting, and say traditional salutation in Pantoran. I'll be like, it's wonderful to meet such fine. I'll talk to the gentleman because he looks like he doesn't have mechanic tools, so he looks like he's maybe slightly higher class. And I'll be like, it's very nice to finally talk to some people of culture around here, some folks that know real, true high society. My name is Ozdok Strauss, and this is my associate, Boz. And if there's anything that we can be of assistance, I hold many titles, but a diplomat, lawyer, negotiator of very high status that perhaps I might be of service to you. And I figured since we're about to embark on this trip here, it's always nice to meet some good traveling companions in the meantime. Help pass the time. Instead of being stuck, sitting next to some what's your guys' actual race?
Chiss.
You've never
like
heard
being
of
stuck in.
You haven't heard of the Chiss with your role. You won't.
Okay, then. Yeah, it's better than being stuck next to like some Wookiee or some other. So perhaps you all would care to pass the time with us.
I mean, I've hunted with a few Wookiees. They're probably pretty good at what they do. I'm just saying.
Sorry. What was that you did? I'll just step in front of my brother and be like, what was that bow thing that you did?
I was in the process of imitating that bow when you did that.
I'm just learning not to question. He just kind of does this whenever we meet new people.
Traditional greeting is.
Wait, what do you mean, new people?
New people.
Oh,
I just try to be as polite as I can. I thought it might, make you feel at home to see a more traditional greeting.
For your people?
Can I make a psychological roll?
Yeah, go ahead and make a psychology roll.
What's going on with them?
Exactly.
Can we also check out these two as
Yeah.
Make a psychology roll yourself, Lauke. Sure. Eyes dark.
It's a 61. That's a success.
A success. A normal success.
It is. Yeah.
With a normal success, you understand that these are like not the kind of aristocrats. They genuinely have no idea what you're talking about. This must be some really low class Pantorans. Like you're like not like these Pantorans seem like they don't even know how people do it in the big cities.
All right. Well, no worries about that. I was merely trying to be polite. Whether that comes across or not is, I think, less important. But you seem to have some mechanical persuasions on your side of things. Perhaps you could enlighten us into what it is you all do.
I'm a mechanic, very astute.
I will whisper to my sister and June, what's up with these guys?
I'll say back, I don't fucking know. I think they're on our ship.
I think what my fancy friend here is trying to say is we're about to be in the same vessel, and we'd like to make your acquaintance beforehand, so that it's a nice journey.
I'll look at my brother and be like, yeah, figured. Yeah, well, it's nice to meet you. What was your name?
Oh, I'm Boz Cramey.
Layala.
Nice to meet you as well.
Loyola.
Lauke.
It's a pleasure.
Lauke
Lauke.
and Loyola, all right?
Lauke and Loyola.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pleasure to meet you both.
So what brings two of you around this part of the galaxy?
Just exploration.
Exploration. Yeah.
I know, I was thinking too about that. I'm a bit of an explorer myself, you see. Been to a few
Interesting.
planets. Been to the jungles of trying to think of a jungle planet right now, but can't think of
Felucia.
one. Lucia.
Felucia.
Felucia, and been to Kashyyyk a few times. The underworld, the underland of Kashyyyk, not just in the treetops like the normies go. I've seen my fair share of places. Excited to see where this one leads.
We do like to travel a bit, and you know, new places always provide interesting forms of entertainment. So it's nice to, you know, travel about a bit. It's great to meet fellow explorers, others looking to widen their horizons, see new things in the world. Whereabouts do you come from the home world? Are you traveling to from other places? Is this a new endeavor for you, or something that you've been doing for a while now?
Yeah, we're not from here. We're from a little further out.
That part I got. Yeah.
We're from the homeworlds. Yes.
How
Yeah.
many people are from Batu? Most people come through here.
You tell me.
Where are you from?
Oh, well, I'm from, what the hell is Moon Homeworld called?
Munalist.
Oh, right.
No.
I'm an idiot. I'm from
Not
Munalist.
at all. There's too
like
many
most
things to
mutants.
know. Yeah.
I don't know how much you know about my kind, but I'm not exactly standard. Most of us are bankers or diplomats of some sort. I'm very much neither of those things.
Normally, you'd never see one of my kind hanging out with one of his, but we've seemed to have found a bit of a copacetic relationship. I'm Trandoshan. I'm from Trandosha, as might be obvious.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, we're looking always looking for new opportunities and professional business contacts as well, and you know, never know when you're traveling to unknown places. You got to be careful with about who you pair up with. You know, you always find yourself in need of different skills and talents depending on where you find yourself.
By the way, I'm pretty sure that we're both decked out in camo with rifles. We just walked up to these two people.
So y'all hunt a lot. It looks like, according to your outfits.
Well, when you go to places we go, you gotta know how to defend yourself from all sorts of beasties and different kinds of dangers.
That's true, but I take a little bit more pleasure out of the hunt itself. It's you know, being able to challenge yourself against the wilds out there. There's a certain pleasure in that.
Yeah, naturally.
You seem like you understand that.
Yeah, absolutely. Haven't done a lot of hunting, but I you know, being out there in the galaxy, just you gotta.
Gotta hunt.
Yeah, you gotta.
Well, you need any
Wait,
pointers.
on
I've
that
been in
too.
many lessons. I've been an instructor on various occasions, and I'd be happy to teach you how to shoot from. You can mark a target from 200 yards away and take them out in one shot. You know what you're doing.
Well, y'all are incredibly hospitable. I appreciate you. When is this ship taking off? Not used to keeping other people's schedules, so flying on somebody else's ship is just a little nerve-wracking for me.
You have your own ship then?
Oh, well, not currently, on account of we're traveling.
But you use a ship for that.
I don't know
We're exploring the galaxy in a way that we haven't really had the opportunity to before, so we're seeing this as an opportunity to Explore outside of our comfort zones. Isn't that right, brother?
That's right. Gotta know what's out there in order to, be the best. Be the best hunter. Right?
I can appreciate that sentiment, of course.
I'm sorry, Lauke, you said you wanted to be the best hunter. Is that right?
I think he was making a comparison to our ways of life to better accommodate to us, to relate to us. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you all are very fortunate. You found the best hunter in the galaxy standing before you here with the best tracker a hunter could ever ask for in my friend Paul's.
You're a tracker.
I am, yes.
The two of you might be, I think perhaps there's some potential for a partnership here going forward.
I should say so.
Where did you say you're traveling to?
Well, same place you guys are going.
Oh, it's...
But we are traveling on the same ship. Indeed. Can I make an insight check on these two?
I think you already
Jokers.
You kind of already did, but I guess
I already did. Okay.
No, enough of a conversation has changed. Go ahead and roll a psychology roll on them. Roll it flat. That's fine.
I rolled mine, by the way, from
earlier. What did you roll?
Yeah, I rolled the pink one.
A pink. Oh,
an extreme.
Yes.
Did you get an extreme as well, Eyes Dark?
I got a hard.
A hard. Okay. I'm going to say, kind of in the general context, because this really actually should have been a contested roll against deception, all sort of stuff. But this is more of like no one's actively lying; it's like kind of sizing each other up. I would basically say that with a hard success, Eyes Dark, these do seem like very weird Pantorans. Maybe they're not even from Pantora. Maybe that explains it. Maybe they're from a different. They're not from the moon of Pantora. Maybe they grew up on some other colony and they're just kind of weird. But you don't. They seem very private, but you're not. You're not getting any like bad vibes from them. And I would say, Lauke, you're largely feeling the same.
It was the shit part that really caught my attention.
Oh, the shit part. Well, in that case,
yeah, I'm sorry. Because that Pantoran thing, I understand that's just how I see them now.
Yeah, you're kind of you've locked that into your head. Your fumble is that they have to be.
That is what they are. It makes sense. But I was wondering more about like they seem a little strange.
Yeah.
They're talking about the ship. They want to be hunters, but they don't have hunting rifles.
That case, Layala, why don't you roll a deceive?
Okay, that is a 90.
So
I did roll a 25 on my psychology.
With your thing, she's the something is weird with them having a ship. You think maybe they have a ship, but clearly they have booked passage on a ship. Whether that means they had a ship and lost it, or whether that means they have a ship they can't access. Speaking to her about, like, her talking about ships was clearly a point where she had to double back and do stuff. So I suppose the main take would be, whatever is up with these two Pantorans, they have some resources. Clearly, they at least had a vessel. They came here in their own vessel. They didn't sort of, fly on a charter or a commercial passenger ship like as you and Boz probably did to get to this kind of remote spot.
All right.
But
so one could say that Loyola and Lauke have something to hide as far as their ship situation.
Certainly. And so Lauke, just as far as what you were sort of saying earlier, you don't. These two seem like serious people. They seem their friendliness doesn't. You don't think they're gonna like kill you in your sleep or anything. They seem some degree of upstanding. The fact that he thought you're something else and was trying to bow to you means he must have had some. He starts from a place of like respect and cordiality and such as that. So yeah. But if we are kind of to answer a question that Ayala actually asked, your vessel sort of is still refueling, but you guys can board and presumably could depart. As soon as you're boarded up and ready to go. If anybody wants to purchase anything here in Batu, you certainly can. A lot of sort of stuff is for sale. Yes, Boz Krami?
I'd like to look around the Avalanche just to see the accommodations.
Oh yeah, you want to check out the ba-da-bum-bum-bum.
Since we're on that too,
what a piece of junk! Yes, on Jaramba 2. Yes, what?
can I build a lightsaber?
You want to go build a lightsaber?
Yeah.
You want to do Savi's? Make a luck
I also
roll.
want a Mickey pretzel.
Make a luck roll. For there to be any kind of lightsaber building, you will need to roll an extreme success of luck for there to be any kind of lightsaber situation.
Wait, are you serious?
Make a luck roll.
That's a 21.
Sadly, you needed a 13.
Ironically.
Your favorite
Yeah.
number.
Yeah. So
But
sadly,
are there Ronto rings?
a Ronto wrap, easy
Let's
peasy.
get a Ronto
If you
wrap.
want Ronto wraps, if you want blue milk, if you want outpost
They got
mix.
any what is it? Rhodian pizza around here.
Oh, swamp pizza. The Rhodian
Yeah.
swamp pizza. Eesh.
Some pizza.
Make a normal luck check on that.
Alright, yeah. I can do that. 54. I think that's not enough. Yeah, I have a 50 luck, so
Sadly,
no swamp pizza.
And a lot of,
for
so
both
far,
trying.
the luck has just been real low, and that's unfortunate. Or your rolls have been too high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, or actually, if I'm being honest, fortunately, there's no swamp pizza. Yeah, swamp pizza is from one of our previous games. That was actually one that amusingly, just kind of side note of behind the scenes. So Jeremy and Jed, they played at a game set 25,000 years before the movies, and then Jeremy, Lauren, and Kevin all played at a game set 36. So a game set after this one. Anyway, there's going to be lots of callback references to things from those games, and I'll try to explain them, but probably we'll forget some of the time as we just smirk at ourselves. Okay. So.
I certainly will have grabbed a Ronto wrap, though.
Absolutely, yes, and
Yeah.
Again, because of your victory earlier, no chart. We'll say that all the food you guys have grabbed, and if you've got some outpost mix for the ride and such, that all has been spent. So your current expenditures are what you currently have. I'm so sorry you did not find any secret lightsaber building areas, but I guess nobody else can roll an extreme, even for an extreme on that. You guys are so as you make your way to. And you hear sort of some of the people working on it, like no, like put the other solar sail on there. We're gonna do the, kind of doing this. These sort of represent the fact that back in this era, like the ships always had like giant wings and like sails and crazy stuff, and this is just what pieces were in the Imperial light cruiser bag 3 that I built this out of. Anyway. As you guys are sort of doing this, you do see that the cargo bays are open, and sitting within them is this sort of interesting, sleek fighter. Boz and Eyes Dark, you notice that. And you see that, in particular, sort of 2 crew, one of whom is the Gotal you sort of negotiated with. They are currently, as the Gotal, he's like shouting at various droids to like, be careful, kind of retying the solar sails. But now he's also like, he's like making sure that the ship is in there okay, and he's sort of saying, Dendron, if it's gonna scratch it, we gotta put it in the other way. And you kind of hear this sort of like grunting in another language. Do any of you happen to speak Quarren? I imagine none of you do.
I will sit on the sheet.
I have, I think, a bunch of language choices that I haven't selected.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
Can I ask, Phil? Can I ask you a favor? Can you just, like, if an opportunity comes up that seems appropriate that I might know it,
Sure.
just select it for me? Because there's so many out there.
I know there's too many languages. It's crazy. I don't think Quarren would be a particularly useful one, so it's not what you need to know. Because yeah, you actually do get linguist as a thing.
Oh.
So
I do have a
Thank you.
universal translator.
Okay. Oh, I have one of those too.
If you want to
Good
pull
call.
that out and start using it, you can. But at this point, it's it was very surly grunting, and you just see a Quarren there, sort of squid-faced. This Quarren woman, she's kind of she's just like moving stuff, and Lauke, I don't know if it's like a gasp for you.
I'm gonna run over there
she's pulling stuff in, and as you run up, you see that she sort of tugs, and the very last kind of wing of your diamond arrow is pulled into place centimeters from scratching on the side. And she just kind of grunts, but she sort of sees you run up, and she just... What?
I don't think I've ever seen a ship like that one.
That's your ship? Is it?
That the ship you don't have that you have?
I never said that we didn't have a ship. I said that we were not currently traveling on a ship that was ours, which is factual technically because we're traveling on this freighter now.
Oh, hey, you've all met. Great. This is the Gotal captain's kind of coming over. He's all right. Well, it's in one piece. That's good. He kind of slaps Lauke on the back. Like, look at that. Fit, no problem. Right, Dendron? Fit okay? Fit fine.
Better not be a scratch.
She kind of just glares at you out of these kind of octopus eyes, and then just turns around and walks away. He's like, sorry, Dendron's real good, which means, Dendron's very good at what she does, which means she doesn't think she has to be nice to anybody. So, try working with her. Really, I don't. I feel like she could still be nice. Are you guys all ready?
Choose one.
We're maybe 5-10 minutes from being all fueled up, so if you're ready to go.
Right,
yeah,
I'm
we're
ready.
good. I got 2 of these wraps. They're delicious. Sorry, what was that?
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I'm ready to go. I've got snacks. I've never had anything like these before. They're so good.
Food not like that where you're from?
No.
Well,
you would think we'd have blue milk, but this is new too.
Hey, that's funny. Hey, I like that.
That was a good
I think
one.
we'd have blue milk because you guys are blue. We'll all be blue if we keep drinking the blue milk. All right. Well, let's see here. Go ahead and load on there. We got
Are the other passengers
what's that?
on board already? Are the other passengers on board already? Or
Oh,
you said there were 2 more, huh? Right?
Yeah, they're let's see, as luck would have it. Yes. Yeah, they're actually on board. They kind of I think they might have beat you to the nicest jump seats, but we'll see. We got a couple acceleration couches and some jump seats. Not much in the way of actual accommodations. Just a couple refreshers for any passengers. People can take turns sleeping on the acceleration couches. It's a cargo freighter, not really a passenger ship, but we can get where you're going. And,
That's what we're looking for.
Although any spaces with windows, so we can see what's passing by.
Yeah, sure. If you take we have some jump ships. He kind of turns to Lauke and says, "Are you gonna be okay, leaving your ship down below, or you want to be in a jump seat down there with your vessel, or are you cool to be up at some portal windows?"
Can I double check the tie downs and everything on the ship?
Sure. Make either a No, go ahead and make a repair roll. That's fine. We'll say that's a repair for you.
Ooh, a 9.
Okay. Now,
extreme success.
It is an extreme success, and you really kind of can't do better than a 9. But I do want to mention that you would be rolling your repair generals with 1 bonus all the time. And guys, I'm so sorry. I said I was going to remember, so this will require some going back on it. Layala, please click the box for repair general.
Is that for every time we get an extreme success?
If you have any level of success and you do not use any points, you can check it. Now, any talent can only be checked once in a game. So I believe, Eyesdark, you failed at miscellany, but you did succeed at culture. So you can click culture. Yeah. And you succeeded at psychology.
Yeah.
Boz, I don't I think you've
I
succeeded.
barely rolled, so.
Barely rolled, and Lauke, I think you have also succeeded at psychology. So yes, and I'm so sorry. I said I'm going to tell them this because for some people this is the first time they've ever played the system, and of course I forgot. So yes, and the main rule for that is if you succeed at a talent roll without using your force points or any luck, you get to click that box, and then at the end of the game,
forgot we get force points too.
You also get force points if you ever want to make any rerolls. I understand. I in this game, because I'll warn you guys this about like an hour in. This game is very lethal if combat starts, so definitely save your force points to whatever degree you can, because they literally remove like conditions deteriorating. So use them when you need them when it's important. But in this game more than in others, I'm like if you didn't use them, it's okay because you might have gotten in a fight and it would have been bad. Yes, Stark.
I got point of order clarification. Yes, gather for information initially, but there's no role associated with it. Is that included as a success?
That was not a success.
No?
That was, I kind of gave you information because you had at least a 50. You then made a roll and failed, so you don't get to check it yet. Correct. Yeah. If there's not a roll made, yeah, you won't get the.
If there's not a roll made, you can't succeed.
Correct.
As far as the box checking goes. Perfect.
Exactly. Great. Okay. So but basically, so the captain of this Gotal, he's kind of like, yeah, they're in there. What are you? You guys? What's up, Stark?
I saw their ship, right?
This ship, yeah.
Their ship, their little fighter ship.
Yeah, you saw their fighter.
Can I make an appraisal roll?
You may.
Forgot I had this skill.
You may make an appraise, all right.
That would be a hard success.
A hard success. Very good. Okay, so appraise. Now I think that appraise. Let me look at the exact way it works.
God, I gotta open up the rule book on this one.
Yeah, exactly.
This is there's so many things.
Cause I certainly make real simple little cutesy systems here. Jeez Louise. You have the appraise from the merchant. I have appraisal. So the way this works is if you're going to be with a hard success, I'm going to say because you're looking at the ship and it is such a foreign thing, you may need to make a separate one at some other point to sort of see what it's worth to them. You assume it's worth a lot to them since it's their ship and they were being cagey about it. But with your eye of appraisal, with your sort of knowledge of stuff, with how weird they're looking, how oddly it's fitting, this fighter is not of any design common in the Galactic Republic. It seems more advanced. It seems like it's very fast, very maneuverable. You can't tell. It doesn't look like it is heavily armored the way some ships are. You definitely believe it is a fighter. Maybe can hold 2 people. You don't think it is a heavily armored ship, and yet whatever material it's made out of, it wouldn't shock you that you could stick your blaster rifle against it and it might just kind of glance off. This seems like a very this may be made of a substance you're not familiar with. So to your appraisal at this point, you believe that this ship in the hands of, say, like a, I don't know, let's say the Corellian or Engineering Corporation, for example, this might be worth millions.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, like this. Now we have some more information about these fine fellows we're traveling with. Lyle and Lauke. Interesting Pantorans. I like it. I'm just going to stow that information in the back of my head there.
Balls is just going to walk right up to Lyle. He's like, "That's your ship," you say. "Is that a Pantoran ship?"
No, it's not. And I'll continue to just like double check the tie downs and make sure nothing is gonna move.
And with your incredibly high success on this, it is basically despite her surly demeanor and the fact that she was just pulling it in so quickly, as your captain said, that Quarren woman definitely knows what she's doing. You bet she kind of, lades a lot of cargo, as it were, and sort of really knows how to, fit things into this exact space. She probably could close her eyes and understand how much space is in this cargo hold. This is probably her, her main life's whatever stuff.
So I'll look at Boz and just say it's a family heirloom, we'll say.
It's quite the heirloom you got.
Yeah, our family is
Maybe it's quite the family.
Yeah, must be.
It's something.
So, Lauke, we kind of asked you this, and then many rolls happened. Lauke, are you comfortable sitting? There are a couple of jump seats down here in the cargo bay. And he kind of just seems to be like, I know you might want to be with your ship the whole time, but you'll definitely have a view if we have some jump ships kind of up here along one of the top levels, kind of like, and you can sort of sit there and you will be able to kind of look out some portals.
But this thing can't even be like easy released, right?
No, it's, unfortunately, it would be very hard for you to remove this in flight. It would involve you having to back it out. Now, you're a very good pilot, so you probably can do it. But also, you'd have to, blow the doors and, just have a breather mask on or something. It would be... This is not a depressurizable... this is a normal cargo.
Hey, yeah.
Lyala?
Oh, I was just going to say, and we can safely assume that other people wouldn't be able to easily fly our ship with the technology that it has.
I would actually say that for a non-Chiss to attempt to fly this vessel, they would receive one standing penalty on attempts to make a starfighter check with it, unless they receive the proper training, because to them it is exotic. Now, not to be a total dick about this, but the same might be true of many Galactic Republic starfighters for you, Lauke, as well. Now, you're going to be a quick learner just based on how Thrawn operates, which is what we base all this on. So, it would take you a second to do it, and any standing bonuses you have would still apply. So, if anything, it just kind of cancels it out, sort of thing. But, yes, it would be hard for someone to steal this unless they were pretty good with starfighters. Out of curiosity, Boz and Eisdark, if you look at your vehicle talents, what are your scores in starfighters general? 1?
Didn't fly one to save my life.
Starfighter's general is a 1.
1. So
my freighters is better.
Your freighters is better, yes. But since this is a starfighter, for them to try to steal this, they would need to roll a 1, and they'd have to roll with a penalty. So,
right.
I'd have to roll 2 ones.
Yeah, you'd have to roll. It's basically.
I'd have to roll 0 twice and then 1.
I think it's a 1 in 1,000 chance for you to do it. You'd have to roll 0, 0, 1. Yeah. But never tell Han Solo the
there's
odds.
A chance.
Yeah. Oh, there's a numerical chance for sure.
So I'll just say to Lauke, she's tied down pretty good. I think it should be fine.
Thank you. Are there seats close to the cockpit?
Jump seats close to the cockpit. Make a luck roll.
Oh god.
I'd like to just take a look around the ship, see if I can see anything interesting.
Absolutely.
Stands out.
43, so that's a miss.
A miss. 43 is a miss for Lauke. Okay. Unfortunately, there are some little jump seats there, but they've broken and they've moved them into other positions. And if you sort of ask the captain about it, he goes, "Yeah, to be honest, I'll be honest, we kind of pulled those out because we had some passengers who sat there and were real obnoxious, but we actually find that it's actually much better for us not to have anybody there if we have to run through. All the acceleration things are kind of, you basically, their cockpit is here, so they go down some, catwalks here, and you guys are going to be up in this thing. And your ship's down here. And here's the engines, and here's some guns, and here's some That's like the engines that shoot out the back.
Ow.
This is some kind of like ping transmitter, and here's the solar sails, and they can catch it on the bottom.
That's now really cool.
Leave me alone.
That's really good, Philip.
Good job.
You did a great job.
Don't know why I play with it anyway. All right, so anyway,
I say that, but I would fucking kill to have some Legos explode right now.
They're so fun. Legos are so fun. You guys are thus aboard the ship. So Lauke, are you basically you're totally welcome to sit down there, but most of this, are you going to sit with the group or are you going to stay down with your ship?
I'll follow Lyola.
Okay, cool. So as you guys all head up to sort of the kind of like the sort of passenger sort of area up there, there's also a little like a couple of refreshers, a mess hall, that kind of stuff. There's a locked door that leads to the actual crew quarters because they do sleep on the ship. If necessary, you find there are two beings sitting in sort of on one of these acceleration couches, which is a real thing from Star Wars, by the way. They're called those things that are like around the Dejeric table on the Millennium Falcon. Those are called acceleration couches. So as you guys board there, you do see that there are two other beings. The first is an aqualish woman. She's wearing like a simple robe of some kind. She has several scrolls and like data pads and things in in kind of just like a simple kind of like cloth bag. And she's sort of sitting there, and to her right is a young human male. He's very handsome, about 25 or 30 or so, extremely cut, very just like really good looking guy. Has kind of like a very rakish sort of like, bit of a sort of facial hair. And as you all come in, he'll say, "Oh, my darling, the others are arriving." And she sort of looks up and says, "Oh, greetings.
Eddie.
You're joining us on a flight to nowhere, huh?"
You can put it that way, I suppose.
Well, my name is Naldizda.
Naldizda. Well, I'm Boss Crimey.
Oh, hello,
Lyola.
Boss Gravy. Hello, Lyola.
Lauke.
Hello, Lauke.
Welcome. I'm Eyes Dark.
Eyes Dark.
I'm Eyes Dark Stress.
Ah.
Could I do a diplomatic mission with them?
Sure, with Naldizda? Absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
It's a diplomatic mission.
It'll be a hard success.
Against their deceive. Let's see what kind of deceive this lady can roll.
Try
Ooh. She rolls an 18, but on a standard person, that actually is a hard.
Oh my god.
She or on a standard scholar thing. You actually do not you can't get a good read on her.
I'm sorry, the bonus, the orange thing, that means I can roll it again?
A bonus means, yes, if you have a bonus on all of your psychology or all of your whatever this is, yes, if it's psychology, you don't roll the whole roll again, you roll 2 of the percentile only.
Can I look them up
Oh,
and down?
gotcha.
And
But it
see
doesn't
if
matter.
they're-
It's still,
they're hiding weapons.
So roll that again and see.
it's 23.
But a 23 is now a...
It's still a hard success.
It is only a
And
hard success.
change.
So she's made a hard success. So if you wanted to, you could spend 4 luck. You could get it down to a 19, and then it would be an extreme success. And you would have this effect for her. Or you can save your luck and just kind of say, she's kind of hard to read. You did, however, say that you wanted to do it to both of them. So I'm also going to roll it for her friend. For him, I do not roll a hard success. I only roll a success. So you have instantly charmed her human companion. So you do get a bonus to all your deceive or persuade rolls until he has a negative reaction to you. Boz, you're kind of just looking them up and down, just kind of see what are you looking for?
I'd just like to see if they're hiding weapons or anything on
Understood.
the person.
Go ahead in that case, make
that
a
kind of thing.
just make
See if
a
they're immediate dangers.
make a
us.
look roll then.
All right. That's 26 under 80. So.
So is it under your blue?
It's a hard success.
Hard success. You don't notice any. They don't seem to have any actual weapons, and you don't notice any concealed weapons on them.
Good to know.
But you
Oh, it's lovely too. What?
you do need extreme successes to find concealed. That's like the
Right.
thing of concealed.
Yeah.
But you don't see any. So
But I don't know that.
yeah.
So.
So you kind of look him over, and you're like, all right, I'm telling you guys how it works for the future. And Jed, make sure you clicked. You did succeed on an appraise, so click your appraise.
I will. Thank you.
And you also you have a million psychologies at this point, so yeah, no more clicking that. But yeah, cool. But they're kind of just like the guy's like, oh yes, my darling. Oh, it's. I hope that you're all very kind traveling companions with us. He kind of just.
Wait, do I check the box even though I don't get anything from it? Because I succeeded.
You succeeded, yeah.
Okay.
You have a success, so you get it. On your look. So he's basically just like, yeah. Well, no, this will be so much fun. We're so excited to go nowhere. That's what she keeps telling me. That's where she says we're going. And sort of, Naldizda kind of will sort of look at you guys and say, so which of you am I to thank for the fact that this mission is even happening at all? Who has the cargo we're taking? I heard that because there was a cargo booked, he had room for a trip to nowhere. And just so you guys know, Aqualish, they almost have like spider faces. They're like Ponta Baba. They've got these kind of, so they're kind of, there's this eeriness to the way she's talking.
Would I have seen anything like her?
Ooh, you probably. I'm gonna say you've never seen an Aqualish before. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna be not to be rude, but just kind of
Understood.
behind
You're a bit weird.
my dear brother.
For sure.
I think that would be us.
Yeah.
So,
What are y'all looking for in nowhere?
oh, well, if everyone's going to say, I might say, but otherwise, play it close to the vest. If you've never been, I've been once before, and I didn't realize what I was really looking for last time, but now I know.
What was it like?
Oh, it's a very interesting planet. It was an Ord long ago, you see. Do you know about the Ords? Do any of you study ancient history?
Do I know anything
Would
about
I?
the Ords?
Make a general history roll.
Alright.
Would it be related in any way to Chistery?
Nope. Not about history.
Just had to look.
Yeah.
Can I also make a general history
You
roll?
can make a general history. Yeah, I'm going to say our Chis can't even roll on this.
I'll just nod.
Oh, so close.
Extreme success with an 8.
Cool. So
Alright.
you know that there are numerous planets that begin with the word Ord. That actually used to stand for Ordnance Regional Depot, and it was basically a kind of planet that the Republic, in their sort of expansion across the galaxy, they kind of usually would do it on uninhabited but habitable worlds. Occasionally there were, sapient populations that were sort of problematically displaced. But basically, they would take these key planets in various sectors, more out in the mid-rim to outer rim expansion regions, kind of further out planets, and they would basically settle them as like advanced positions. They would store ordnance there, store materials, basically stuff, just so that if people in the outer rim had like a pretty strong Republic base to go to. You had an
Understood.
extreme success. Is that correct?
Yes.
In that case, I'm going to give you a little bit more I'll give you a little bit more information. This happened about, God, from when you are, Jesus, that's so much. This all happened about 8,000 years ago. But a couple of thousand years after that, there was a period of time called the Pius Dea era, in which the Republic was sort of run by a religious theocracy. It was kind of taken over for almost 1,000 years. They initiated a series of crusades and aggressive expansions and sometimes forced attempts to convert species, but largely it was also just destroying civilizations they felt were standing against their goddess. In those eras, the Ords were very much known as like military, kind of like colonization, kind of like military scout bases. Their navy operated out of them.
Understood.
So that is what the Ords are. That the Pius Dea era was from approximately 7,000 to 6,000 years ago. It ended.
I'll go ahead and say, I'm a little familiar with Ords, and they're known repositories of old artifacts, shall we say.
Oh, yes. And this one has been out of Republic hands for quite some time, which means it has been sort of used as still a forward base, but into regions more unknown. I'm just so excited. Her human companion says, and I was told there'll be interesting inspirations for things I can sculpt. I'm very good with my hands.
An artist, are you?
Oh yes,
Sure
I'm
you
an
are.
artist. He is a very skilled artist. He's being humble.
I'm sure he is.
She just rubs a hand along one of his biceps, and he's like, ha ha ha.
Perhaps I should have you do a sculpture of me. I'm a fairly well-known diplomat and negotiator from our part of the galaxy.
Well, most of my sculptures are of what's called abstract yonic imagery. Sort of just get a lot of inspiration from, and he kind of just like, and this Aquilus just kind of pets him on the arm. He's like, ha 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 ha.
Oh, I see.
All right, well,
I
think I understand what's going on here a little bit better.
I'd be anxious to see your work.
Oh, sure. Let's see. Let me just take the parental locks off my
Oh.
data pad, and here, yeah, you can
Lux.
you can look through some of his it's a lot of his sculptures really remind you of like a tunnel. Actually, Eisdark, strictly speaking, they probably don't remind you of anything, because I think you hatched. But for our more mammalian characters, there's something just oddly familiar about most of his sculptures.
That's upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, well, I'm gonna go take a look around the rest of the ship. It was nice to meet both of you.
Understood. So if you kind of look the ship around, back in these days, much of the ship is taken up just by engines, both sublight and hyperdrive. There is what you would deem, kind of no rolls required on this, a pretty modest weapon system. If you want to sort of like dig deeper and try to like look more and kind of, like find stuff like that, you may do so. But sort of at first, just go ahead.
I just want to find a place to sit.
Well,
For the takeoff.
you would sit kind of up where they are. It's
like the same place.
It's kind of all just like one room, and there's various portals on the walls. But yeah, this is kind of where, aside from a few additional ones down in the actual cargo hold, this is where all of like the jump seats and acceleration couches can be found.
Sounds good.
But if you sort of, I'll just give you a cursory glance at. Doesn't seem to be a highly armed vessel. It has a pretty modest looking shield generator. It's more the kind of shield generator you put up to prevent like a little piece of rock accidentally tearing your solar sail. It's not, it's like a couple blaster hits and it would be, toast.
Standard transport vessel stuff.
Definitely a cargo ship, yeah.
Can we look for any interesting tech for
Yes.
potentially share?
You two may make look rolls if you'd like, Layala and Lauke.
Well, actually, the weaponry, is it like available to just see? Like, is it just there?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically if you kind of like walk through the thing, you have to crouch down, but you just see like the laser batteries and stuff. You're able to just see them, sure.
Can I do a cultural analysis?
Oh, snap. Do you know about this, Lauke?
I don't.
Do you know what her Thrawn thing is? She
No.
analyzes cultures by their weapons.
Oh, I like it.
Go ahead and make a
Nice.
cultural analysis roll, absolutely. And Lauke, what did you have on your
That's success.
a success?
I
Yeah,
succeeded.
You don't find anything too notable. With a success, I'll simply say, you understand this to be a patchwork of two separate mass-produced sort of like weaponry systems. Based on these weaponry systems, you believe that, I'll say with a success, you believe that whoever these Corellians are, they're actually capable of great feats of engineering, but they seem to have settled for mass production and profit. So in other words, they seem to they're capable of doing amazing things, but they seem to be content to sort of churn out low-cost stuff like this that with mild tweaking could have been much more elegant, and you believe that on some of their ships they may even use that. So you view the Corellians who manufactured this. But both companies are both separate, both like the power drives and the actual batteries are two separate Corellian companies, and you believe these Corellians must not think highly of other species if they sell them such banal weaponry.
Noted. Thank you. I'll just store that little nugget of knowledge.
Banal weaponry.
Alright, so should we take our seats? Are we about to go, or?
Are we all sitting together, like the six of us?
The six of you are, yes. Now it's like a probably like 40, 50 foot wide thing, so you could put some space between if you want to sit more in groups, or you can all sit together. Naldizda will not prevent it, certainly.
Balls is just going to sit next to his new friends because he wants to learn more about them. So he'll go right after them.
To
He'll sit
Naldizda
right down
and
next to them.
Naldizda and her
No, next to Stibla.
next to the Stybla'uk'eanuro. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, the Stybla'uk'eanuro.
So, Eyesdark, where will you sit with Boz?
I will let Boz sit next to them because I'm no longer interested particularly.
Okay.
If Layala and Lauke are sitting separately, I would like to sit with them. If they are not, I will sit on the other side of that couple and see if I can get some cheap work out of them.
I think we'll sit far away from the spider lady.
Okay, so Lauke and Layala are sitting away. Boz is sitting with Lauke and Layala, and you're also sitting with them, Eyesdark?
If Lauke and Layala are gonna sit away, I'm gonna try and sidle up next to them.
Next to them
And,
as well. Okay, so all four
yeah.
of you are actually over on one side, and then the
We
spider
each sit
lady.
on either side of them. So
You guys
that
do a
walks in.
pincer move around the chest.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Perfect. So as everybody sort of straps into to their sort of crash webbing and such, rising out of the atmosphere, suddenly, and now that it's up here, you guys hear like this. And actually, as you look at the portals, you see the beautiful solar sails kind of furling out. As you kind of look, there's a moment actually of weightlessness before the grav generators kick in. And as you're sort of up here flying, the captain actually walks back, and he'll say, "All right, everyone. So as Dendron's taking us up, but I was going to mention here as we make our way up, we're not just popping from Coruscant to Corellia here. This is a pretty rough ride. I'm going to urge everyone, once this first hyperspace jump is not going to be anything crazy. After that, I strongly urge you to keep your crash webbing on at all times. I mean that to the point of if you need like a break, hit a comm button and let me know, and we will pause, because some of these jumps, things can get hairy. We've come out this far from a event horizon of a black hole on a couple occasions. And we got switches we can flip, but if you're not an acceleration couch and that happens, our little grav generators aren't going to be enough to keep you from just getting slammed all over the place. All right, everybody good?
Yep.
So stay buckled in tight. We'll get where we're going.
Went up.
With any luck, it'll be 5 quick jumps. Here we go, and enjoy the show out there. Stop 3 is a doozy. So he kind of goes up to his ship. So
now y'all see why.
He's back there. Okay.
Now y'all see why I don't like traveling in other people's ships. Okay. And I'll just like nervously.
Being perfectly competent to me.
Well, yeah.
Well, if I had a
You never been far from Pandora
choice.
before.
We don't get out super far outside of our general space, our area, our home.
Well, you're explorers now. That's about to change.
Yeah.
Yay.
You
Looks
guys
like
feel a sudden pulse, and as you glance out, you see at the portals as a moment of like the stars kind of seem to sort of stretch, and then suddenly you're in hyperspace. That sort of faint blue rolling glow going over your face is cast in.
I had a question for you both about your ship. You mentioned that obviously, you had to load it here to travel this far, but how many folks does it carry?
2.
It's
3 if you get cozy, but comfortably.
is that including the pilot or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Munes and Trandoshans are not little creatures.
Right. I'm about 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate thing.
If the head gives me extra height.
Really does.
I can see. Yeah.
I had a
Makes
feeling
it-
where
makes it
we're
best to find
traveling.
hats as well.
I had a feeling where we're traveling, we might be in need of some, extra travel service. And since you all are a little green as far as,
Well, actually, they're blue.
excuse me. I mean, obviously you're blue, but green as far as exploring. I thought we might make a good partnership with that, but still could be, being able to establish an advanced campsite and whatnot. There might be some opportunities for us to work together.
Yeah, that could be helpful. I think we can stick together for a while.
I mean, it sounds like you'll at least need a tracker where they're going.
Actually, yeah. We will.
Nope.
Tracking experience
Well,
was
lucky
helpful.
you.
Yeah, looks like we have an agreement here.
As the 4 of you kind of discuss things and kind of come to a good understanding, allowing Naldizda and her toy boy, as the British call it. They don't say boy toy, they say toy boy. To kind of just canoodle on an acceleration couch. A bit of time passes, and you exit hyperspace. The captain's voice comes over some call box, kind of tinny, and he'll just say, "All right, everyone. Those of you on the starboard side of this bird, will one of you please make a luck roll to see if you guys are on the starboard or if it's the other people?"
I'll do it.
Go ahead, Lauren.
55.
What's your luck?
Oh, damn it! I thought it was just.
Yeah, the interesting thing about this game is your numbers mean nothing. Like on their like, you don't have to do math, but your numbers mean nothing. So that's a success. As it happens, you are on the starboard side. Hyperspace Canoodling would be a song on Murdenki's album. Yes, that is correct. Those of you who watched Smuggler's Reverse, Hyperspace Canoodling would definitely be a song on that album. And it would go a little something like this. One and a two and a...
There'd be like an upsetting alien voice over the top.
Yes,
Ooh, a zoop bapa dee bop blorp. A zoop bapa dee ba da ba zoop da ba ba zee ba oh ba ba zee ba da ba oh ba da ba.
I missed that. I missed that, gang.
It was a fun one.
So, as luck would have it, you're on the right side of the ship, or yeah, well, starboard is the right side of the ship. Both correct and. Guys, a lot going on right now. In any case, as you glance out the portals kind of spinning around on your side, the other two can't really see. They're kind of looking across. The captain says, all right, you may in the distance there see a couple of, see like a very distant nebula. If you see that over there. It's kind of on the edge of like a larger field of that. Towards the bottom of that nebula, you might see a big dark space. That is a black hole, and we're going to be heading right around that, letting it slingshot us through onto our next stop. So from this point on, I'm going to say, I'm going to go ahead and turn on that fasten crash webbing sign. I'm going to say nobody should move around the cabin. Gonna say everyone should just be locked in there, and we'll get you in. We'll get you in safe. All right. Dendron, let's prepare for the jump.
Oh, I haven't dealt with any weird gravitational things since my navigating days. Oh, this does not feel right.
Sounds like we're about to have some fun. To get used to the unknown where you head.
All right.
I buckle my thing. I'm like,
all right. So here we go. Here's the slingshot. So basically, once again, pulls in the sails because they don't want them to get torn up at this point. And then, those watching outside the ship, it expands in a moment of pseudo motion before disappearing inside the ship. You guys watch as the world is briefly blue, and then all of you are suddenly struck by a massive jolt as you are they deactivate the hyperdrive right when they'd get pulled out of it anyway, and you feel yourselves being pulled towards a massive black hole. It hurts in your ears. It's overwhelming to the senses. I actually need all of you to make an endurance roll.
Oh no.
Oh no.
As the ship is like... Ooh, part of it broke. That's canon.
Success.
A success?
hard success.
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 Hard success.
Hard success.
13.
All of you have succeeded. Congratulations. Let's see how our others fare. 76 will be a failure. It sounds like they're passing out on the other side. Not as able to do this, but all of you manage to keep your consciousness as the ship pulls around, and you feel that you are being slung around the side of this black hole, not having been pulled past the event horizon. Your ship travels back into hyperspace. On a trajectory that can only be acquired by such a radical velocity maneuver. I don't have good science terms. The point being,
No babble.
this one, everyone feels disoriented, and you hear like confused murmuring from the other side of the
I think we just made the
vessel.
Kessel run in 12 parsecs.
Lyala, are you doing okay?
I shouldn't have had that many Ronto wraps. They were just so good. I just don't know if that was a good idea at this point.
I haven't felt this way since I got kicked in the head by that weak way in Nashidar.
That's a bad thing to get kicked. A weak way kicked you in the head.
Yeah, and it felt a bit like this.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it's about to feel even more like it. Because suddenly the ship, once again, is ripped out of hyperspace. And again, you feel yourself as the ship is like, fighting between multiple gravitational directions. It's carrying on. I need everyone to make one more of those good old-fashioned
Success.
Extreme. Rolled a
extreme
1.
success. Ooh,
Pretty
a 1.
down.
Oh, I'll tell you what. That's a critical. Oh, that's even more than that. That's a what is it called in this system? A vital. You have scored a vital success.
Yes.
So we have a vital success. Anybody else? Anybody? Has anybody failed? Is the question.
Success.
Understood.
It is perfect.
Seems like this
Icedark's,
group.
Icedark's been smiling this whole time. Now he starts laughing.
Icedark, Icedark, you
Yeah.
actually. I'll put Icedark enjoys the ride. Icedark, this means basically, I am going to basically render you immune to passing out. From like the next one of these, even if you roll the worst possible stuff, we'll sort of say this roll undoes it. So you guys are sort of launched away. You then, however, while exiting hyperspace, feel the ship begin to spin in a completely uncontrolled fashion. Everyone at the window there where you are, does anybody in this group have a look score under 50? That's down in your senses, down kind of below your physical balance. Everyone's at least 50 and look great. All of you notice that there is a very strange looking, like lightning-like, sort of atmospheric thing happening outside the vessel. Like some kind of extreme photoelectric discharge is happening. It has a sort of pinkish tint to it, and everything is shifting. You feel the vessel. They are trying very hard to keep this vessel in control. I need one last endurance roll. Isaac, you can still roll it, but I guess if you roll another vital, it'll help you further the thing. But no matter what you roll, you're fine.
Just
I
a
rolled
hard
an 11,
success.
so extreme.
Extreme, great.
Oh, I failed
Okay.
by 1 point.
Well, then, would you like to spend one luck?
Do I lose luck forever?
You would lose that 1 point of luck forever.
But we get luck at the end of the session.
You get to roll to improve your luck.
I will go ahead and use it.
Okay.
Then to succeed.
To succeed. Okay, so you should have already. Everyone should have clicked their endurance so far, but you don't get to click it if you use the luck. But you already succeeded. That's fine. So you basically you almost pass out, and then like some bead of sweat kind of flying off someone else hits you in the mouth, and you're like, ugh, and that keeps you awake. Yeah, as
Exciting, isn't it?
Oh, and
Another
I start
like
just like ride the lightning.
Yeah.
However,
This is just the beginning.
I would say, Lauke, I want you to actually make a pilot roll for freighters.
Gotta say, I like where this is going so far.
I don't. This is. I've flown a lot.
Extreme success.
Extreme success.
Yes.
Then Lauke, you know that something on this vessel is very wrong.
Oh no.
You can feel things are listing. You know that something is wrong. You feel yourselves being pulled once again, slingshot around some kind of massive black hole. There is certainly a degree to which you're like, I don't know if they're going to be able to get out of this. But
So that was a fun session, guys.
The captain rolls high enough
Great
that he is actually able to, as the weapons array blows off. Let's have the sailors, hold on. They sort of split apart and they're like, but now you guys are just spiraling, spinning, it's crazy. As the ship is bursting apart, the captain engages the hyperdrive sort of one last time, and you feel yourselves being slingshotted off in a strange trajectory. And then the vessel comes out of hyperspace, still surrounded by that odd pink lightning.
But I think that went well.
That's so eerie that you have pink lighting behind you. That's very weird.
It's like she knew.
I did not.
It's like third sight.
The ship is that's a state secret. You're not supposed to talk about that. But as this vessel is like listing out here, you notice that there is this pink lightning. But Lyala, as you kind of come to, you're no longer having like an intense like endurance thing. There's no longer multiple G's of reality of like light warping gravity playing on you. But things are crazy. Lyala, given your ability, I actually need you to make a stellar navigation check as you glance out the windows, just to understand what kind of situation you're in.
14.
Ooh, what level?
That
is
isn't a hard success.
A hard success, wonderful. Well, in that case, kind of here, just as you're like kind of like pushing your way out, you look around and you even do the old sailor's trick of you just like you hold your thumb up and you blink kind of to try to tell the distance, the relative distance between some stars. You do this quickly, like and you have a stomach dropping realization. You are right now between star systems. This is often a death sentence in interstellar navigation. You are not in a system, which means it's incredibly hard to find a navigation beacon to another system. You're in the sea of hyperspace. There is nothing near you to sort of grab onto, which makes it very hard for remember, 5,000 years before the movies, you are very rudimentary navicomputers to figure out what's happening. Even so, the ship, kind of just on thrusters, seems to be moving a bit. And
I've seen that look before. That's it. That's one of excitement, right? You're excited about what's going on here. That was a fun ride, eh?
I bet she is, yeah.
Don't worry, we're only like halfway through. We're gonna have even more of this. It should be phenomenal.
No, we're halfway through getting to another system.
Yeah, that's right. We got a couple more jumps to do.
This is bad. No. Can I listen to the ship to see its condition? To see if I can determine its condition?
Make a listen roll. That's fine. Your repair is very high. Sure. Yeah, just basically, this is not even, it is a listen, but it's like you're putting your ear against the bulkhead and just like listening to feel the vibrations kind of situation.
That's, a 19.
Okay. Is that hard?
That's a hard success.
With a hard success, as you sort of listen to the thing. This ship has lost primary engines. There's massive amounts of metal creaking within. Things are in a bad situation. But then, who here has a 75 or higher in look?
A look?
Yeah.
70.
80.
Oh.
99.
A 70 eyes dark. We're going to give it to you in that case.
Ooh.
All of you, as you're sort of spinning wildly, you see that there actually seems to be some kind of a space station not far from here.
Oh, yay, little faith.
I don't even know if this ship can get there. Wow.
I didn't know this. Wait, this wasn't supposed to have a layover. I thought this was a direct flight.
I did too.
I think it's unscheduled.
I'm gonna...
Because... Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
No. Yeah, go ahead.
In our language, I want to say to Lauke, just to be clear, I've never seen it like this happen to a ship and they survive.
You have not.
Okay. I'm gonna let him know in our language, like, we are completely fucked. I've never seen anything like this before. If we make it out alive, it'll be a miracle. Don't tell them. They seem to be having a great time. But maybe I don't know if we're making it out of this.
Where are we?
In between solar systems. I have not seen that, by the way. Because I don't have look high enough.
And
Can I make a linguist roll?
Oof. Without your thing out, I'll tell you what.
Just to determine it's not
Yes,
Praetorian
sure,
or
that's very reasonable. Yeah, you could definitely make a general linguistics roll.
I failed.
A failed. So you're like, oh my god, my Pantoran is so much worse than I realized. That's what it's supposed to sound like. Oh my god.
Well, it looks like our next stop's right in front of us.
I want anyone who has those higher scores, Boz and Lauke, why don't you guys go ahead and make some look rolls?
All right, do that. Oh wow, that's a 5.
A 5.
Under 80, so that's extreme success.
Extreme success. If you want to spend 1 point, you'll get it to a 4, which is a vital success if your score is 80.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Lauke,
Sure.
what do you have?
Hard success.
Hard success, cool. So you see the thing periodically, but Boz, you actually notice with your vital success as just like it's like just this perfect thing in your eyes. Just you're kind of like going into full hunting mode. You see that this vessel is beginning to put out a very strong beacon that is like the universal like lighthouse, like find your way here beacon, like help is whatever. This large sort of space station, this sort of it's a large ship. It's not like anywhere near the size of like a Star Destroyer would have been, but
Right.
to this era it's a huge ship.
Yeah.
Stark, would you also make a look roll since you may hear them now talking about it?
It's a success.
A success.
So I know what that means.
Yes, you basically mean these
For us.
people seem to be saying get here, we'll try to help you, and it does seem like your ship on thrusters is trying to make its way to this vessel, while at the same time, breaking apart.
Can I hit a com? Can I hit a com for the
Sure, make a luck roll.
me?
Yeah.
Goodness. Right. Well, I just minus my luck by 1, so let's see how this goes.
How it goes? Love it.
Should probably got more than.
Holy
roll a
shit.
65.
I rolled a 48 under 49.
48 and 49. Then, as luck would have it,
Wow.
the comms are still working.
Nice.
Wow.
I thought you were rolling for if people were still alive in the cockpit, but
Oh,
all right.
You can feel the ship they're still moving it now. We'll see how they fare. But isn't luck the best mechanic? I don't have to make any decisions. I'm just like, good question. Let's find out. It's your fault if it works or not. Boz, you managed to get through to the captain, and he kind of just grunts. I know, kind of busy here. We're in trouble, guys. Hold on. We might have lucked to do a lifeline, but hold on. Just hold on.
What's that station up in front of us? Looks like they're putting a beacon out for us.
It's a life preserver in the ocean is what it is. Just give me he's just grunting and trying to get the ship to move in that direction.
Can we safely get out of our seats now?
Given that kind of the engines are off and the grav field generator feels pretty wonky, you think you can, but it's going to be pretty dangerous. There's going to be some possibilities of bouncing around and such. But you're welcome to do so if you want to. Stark. Meanwhile, as kind of Boz is shouting and you do this, you look out and you see this floating vessel.
Yeah.
And there's a fortuitous thing because you rolled so high on something earlier.
Oh no.
It's on your mind, the days of the Ordnance Regional Depots, the Pius Dea Crusades, and in particular, your mind goes to the cathedral ships of Pius Dea. These were their conversion vessels. these massive, cathedral-like, irregular structures of spires and glass that were so feared among so much of the Outer Rim as they sort of came to sort of force conversions. These ships are conservatively, 6,000 years old, but you're almost positive that that is the design of this vessel that is offering you safe harbor.
Okay. All right. I quickly, I turn to Loyola and I say, and Lauke, and I go, how long can a starship stay active for before it breaks down? Does it have like a half-life?
Would I know the answer to that? Sorry, there's sirens.
Make it. You know what? With your make a repair roll. This is like this is kind of like your knowledge of how that would work. Alternately, if you'd rather, you could also roll.
I will keep that one because I rolled a 17.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Then yeah, keep that. That'll be sort of even though this is a general thing, I'm going to say since it's so you can just use your repair knowledge for that. With a 17, and did you remember to roll your bonus?
No, but I don't need it. It's an extreme.
You don't need it, but you can always. But just remember, I'm trying to get you in the habit. That's all. Yes. As you look out, theoretically, if properly maintained, vessels could certainly last millennia if necessary.
They can last a while. I don't think we have to worry about that. What are y'all seeing out there?
All right. There appears to be and he starts talking to Boz as she says that. She says, "All right,
force perspectives."
These old." He starts to kind of lay out what he knows to a degree, holding back whatever's not vital information.
Understood.
But,
so you basically you explain the idea of these are maybe this looks like a cathedral ship would probably be 6,000 years old, all that kind of stuff.
But also emphasizing the cultural, what it does, that it's a very dangerous ship, and I assume that's kind of what I'm getting out of this. So there's potentially a very dangerous situation and hostile action that we're walking into.
Yeah. Well, that 6,000 years ago. Tell you what, make one more. Your history check was about the Ords, but you rolled an extreme or whatever, so we gave you some information. Roll one more general history check.
Well, that's a fumble.
A fumble?
Yeah.
Eee!
It's so interesting when people get knowledge fumbles because I'm not always sure. It seems like you just make them certain of something that's wrong.
That would make some sense.
As far as you recall,
should I tell you what I've kind of been assuming, and then you can?
Yeah. Maybe you've got an even better one than I have. Go for it. What have you been assuming?
Well, what he's been kind of assuming is that these cathedral ships are, and the theocracy in general, are pretty because theocracy are pretty unrepentant and one could say aggressive in their pursuit of conversion and not really accepting of others that aren't a part of what they do, and so and kind of assuming that they are out here after so long, they're probably extreme in their beliefs to have maintained it for 6,000 years or so. Would be and they probably would definitely not look favorably on us looking for the Ord. Would be my
6,000 years old, then it might not even be them anymore. It might be repurposed. We have no idea.
Eyes dark.
There's still a fumble in there.
In that case, with your fumble, I'm trying to figure. I'm so close to being able to have something that where this could be a fumble where you literally did misunderstand a real thing. I just yes, you believe that there were records. The reason you think you guys do actually need to be scared here, is that it's your understanding that these ships were autonomous droid-based vessels.
Oh.
Your understanding is that even if everyone on there is dead, the ship might still be functioning as, like, convert all life.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that could be. Oh, yeah, I share that. Like, so, this could be real bad for us if it's probably taking in extra scrap that it sees out there, or maybe it senses our life forms and its old processes are activating. We should just be prepared.
Wait a minute. Is this?
He starts loading his rifle. He's like, he's just trying to get it ready.
Hey, no shooting. This ship is already damaged enough. You don't want to be shooting outside there.
No, we'll wait
this
till we're on deck.
When they shoot us, I'm shooting back. There's no getting away from that.
There's weaponry on the ship. You don't have to shoot that out this window. You're going to depressurize the entire cabin, and we're all going to die as it is.
I'm not worried about that. It's when they board us and try to turn our brains into metal mush. That's where I'm going to get back at them. Boss, this is going to be our best adventure yet. We're going to be taking down the biggest of all.
As of this moment, the vessel is nearing this thing, and it is being. You feel tractor beams engaging, trying to slow your descent. Go ahead, Layala.
What is the spider lady's name?
Her name is.
Are they still unconscious?
Her name is Naldizda. Let's see if she's unconscious, in fact. Ooh, she's unconscious. Fumble.
Okay.
What about the guy? What about the sculptor?
Oh, yeah, it's like a 30-something. We'll say he's kind of like groggily waking up. Sure.
What's his name?
No one's actually asked his name yet, but his name is Pharaoh. F-A-R-O.
Right.
Hey, are you okay?
Oh my God, my darling.
Your darling. Earlier she said something. Hey,
what if something's happened to her perfect body?
Hey, you know what? Hey, listen to me. Snap out of it.
I'm sorry, you're not my type.
Pharaoh.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
need you to get yourself ready. We might be getting ourselves into a bit of a scuffle here.
Oh no!
You got some weapons on you? You got some preparation?
I'm gonna need you to take a breath.
But I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Okay.
I have him
Damn
charmed,
good
right?
lover.
Speaking
Well,
of
you
lovers,
better love your way into fighting some droids, my friend.
Droids? Oh God, I'm jealous of droids. The way they can
Okay.
vibrate and stay firm for so long. In any case, as you're having this conversation, yeah, go ahead and say what you're saying. But at this point, you guys are like being pulled into a hangar, although you're going at pretty fast speed.
Your girlfriend, whatever she is, earlier she said something about the Ord. She said that she didn't know what she was looking for until she found it there. What did she mean by that?
Honestly, I don't really pay attention when she talks about her translation work. I just love her for her body.
Thank you. Why don't you take a nap or something?
As
Well,
this,
you appreciate an honest
at
man.
this point, you guys now feel yourself like shadows pass completely over as your little ship has now entered a hangar here on this cathedral vessel. As the ship crashes down, I need the four of you to make one last. This would be an endurance to kind of like hold your place. If anybody would rather use lift, they can. I'll allow that, but otherwise it's an endurance.
Oh, sure.
22.
22.
69.
Barely succeeded on a lift roll.
Stream.
So are there any failures? All right, so you guys managed to like stay in place. The rest of your ship, however, is not quite so lucky.
Oh no.
What about the cargo?
The cargo hold, you actually can't tell anything from where you are, but even more notably, and now we're getting real granular here, like, you see the other half of your, oh shoot, that's shit. That was starboard. You guys are starboard. Okay, I'm so sorry. You see the port side break off and fall, and you see Pharaoh going, he's like, no, I love her for her body! As their half of it sort of tumbles off, and kind of you hear like a loud crash. Now they are in an acceleration couch, so theoretically they might have survived as they fell. But now you guys are all like hanging as there's, exposed wires shooting out, various, stuff like hanging like this. And you guys are like hanging, Jurassic Park style, just in crash webbing. We're back in the ship again kind of situation.
Oh boy.
Isdok at this point is going to get he's going to get in hunt mode. and he's gonna get very, very like focused. Yep, and he's gonna start talking to everybody. He's gonna be like, "All right, all of you, our job right now is to stay alive at all costs. If the droids, we're gonna need to have to fight our way out of this and hopefully make it to your ship so we can escape. If not, we're gonna have to try and talk our way into any sentient beings' good graces. I would recommend not mentioning the Ord. We don't know what that's about, but I believe in each and every one of you. This is your first time being adventurous. It won't be your last. And I'd like to inspire them if I can.
Oh, lovely. Very into that. Yes, absolutely. So
use inspiring words.
And make your your attempt to use your inspiring words. Make your inspire roll and tell me the level of success you achieve.
It looks like it's a hard success.
So you may inspire all 3 of them. Congratulations. That is so. When you have a party of 4, you only need to roll a hard. If you roll an extreme, he can inspire 4 people, and if he rolls a vital, he can inspire anyone who's around. This means. Oh, would you like to tell them what they get for that?
Oh yeah. An inspired ally gains a bonus on their next roll within 1 minute. So you get a bonus on your next roll in 1 minute.
Basically, the next roll you make within a minute, you get just an additional bonus, or cancel a penalty, whatever. Right now, you guys are all just kind of hanging, like, Anybody here
Would it be safe? Or would it be safe for me to undo the webbing?
Yes. Now since you're kind of a physical person, you can undo the webbing. You can, you don't have to make a roll if you kind of do it carefully. To just kind of like hold yourself kind of in place. The ship is tilting, but it's not like a death. Like if you sat in the middle and slid down, you would slide out of the cracked thing down several meters onto the whatever wreckage is now below. But if you just sort of stand there, it's at a tilt, but you're steady-footed for the moment.
All right, I want to just start undoing people's webbing and get them stable outside of so that they're free to move.
Perfect. So Boz kind of starts undoing people's webbing.
Thank you, Skinny.
Anybody help?
And then I get.
I'll like help Lauke out as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is anyone in this group? What is everyone's respective? Go down to if you go down below your physical to your sense talents. What is everyone's listen scores?
99.
5.
Boz
70.
Cravey with a 99. Wonderful.
God damn, Boz.
Boz, you definitely hear
super tracker.
the sound.
Super scout.
You hear the sound of some like footsteps, like in the distance.
Metal
I mean, it's
footsteps?
over like I just kind of you know enough to like listen to something, but like, you hear movement down below. You definitely hear that there's things happening. Yeah, if you pause, go ahead and do it, and you gain an additional bonus on this because of
so
the
I have 2
inspiring
bonuses
words.
then.
You have 2 bonuses, yes. Leala, yes.
So I rolled a 10's place 3 times.
You rolled a 10's place 3 times, correct?
Right.
Because of my success earlier in stellar navigation, I know that this being here is very, very strange, right?
Yes.
Like it's outside of anything I would have
Yes.
ever expected.
Now,
Interesting.
if anybody were to have rolled better on history, it wouldn't be strange at all, but we'll get to that later. Boz Craney, a 4?
4.
That is a vital success.
Yeah.
So, Boz Craney, you hear the sounds of someone moving, and you hear the sounds of someone gasping as if badly injured. And you hear footsteps.
There's no point in checking a 99 score, right?
What do you mean checking?
Like, if I
If you
succeed on
roll-
a listen roll, I have a 99. It can't get better than that, right?
Well, oh no, you should check it.
can
You
get 100.
If you roll, if you get to roll to improve that, and if you roll a 96 or higher, you actually do get to improve it. You can wind up with scores over 100.
shit.
It just becomes statistically that much harder to do the higher you go.
Yeah.
So, with that, you're sort of trying to listen, can't quite hear anything. No, you hear everything. What am I talking about? Over the hiss and cracking. Go ahead.
Right. Is it the person who's injured? Do they sound familiar? Is it one
Yes,
of the people who's on
you
the
hear
ship?
that. You hear that Pharaoh sounds very injured, and then you hear a voice, raspy, kind of like in the distance. Just the fact that you're hearing this, like some perfect alignment of echoes is from like 100 meters below you is bouncing up. You hear a voice saying, just saying,
Stay still, you're injured. Please, I'll help you. Do not be afraid.
I don't think the droids on the ship. Looks like someone's trying to help out Pharaoh. Don't think he's doing so well. We slowly make our ways out of the ship.
Bodies. Oh.
Okay. You kind of hear much movement down there. I'll now have to roll this one. Okay, cool. And then so you guys want to try to climb. Basically, you're going to try to get like Poseidon Adventure, get your way just to off of this vessel one way or another. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. As you, in that case, you know what? This is not a bad time for you to sort of be here. Can you do a track roll for me, Buzz Cramey? Is that something you're at all good at?
Yeah. I'm all right at it. Yeah.
Go ahead and do a track
60.
roll. A 6, yeah.
51 on the 60.
51 out of 60. Okay. So you managed to find like the safest route over to the stairs, and you, as kind of looking.
Oh
up
wait,
there,
never mind. I'm stupid. I have a 96.
Yeah, you really? I thought you would be very high on that. So that still is.
It's still a normal
success, but also a normal success. It basically takes you a little bit of time. But you managed to like guide everyone over to. You're not going to try to climb down the side, but you managed to basically guide everyone to like the staircase you guys came up, and you look down, and it does seem stable enough that if everyone kind of goes slow, you guys can probably make your way down that. As you do so, kind of like, walking kind of down, you basically come out of like, it's all broken off here, it's tilted like this. You basically come out of around here. You see the broken section of their, like, of where they were over here, and you see them like out in it. No rolls required if you're kind of taking this at a slow pace. I know, Eyes Dark, you've got your weapon out.
Yes.
But
I also got my vibro rapier out.
Yeah, you got a vibro rapier out. That's fun. So as you guys have all crept down, you see those other two over there, and they seem to be like still in the couches, like looking pretty bad.
I'd like to hide.
Make a look roll, and if you want to hide, go ahead and make a. Is it just called hide? What's it called in this? Sneak. Make a sneak roll. It's in the physical.
I'd like to encourage everyone else to do as well.
You're like, everyone
success?
hide. A success. Great.
I would also like to hide.
You don't see...
What are we hiding from?
They're just generally taking hidden positions.
We don't
to make sure we don't get... I want to see them before they see me.
Exactly.
Good rule of exploring.
This is a point to take some advice from your seniors.
Right. Exactly.
You
professional
don't.
hunters.
Boz,
Yeah,
you don't
exactly.
see anyone. So what did everybody's sneak rolls get, by the way?
Success.
Success.
Oh,
What is
For a really
under?
bad sneak.
It's under physical.
I think I fumbled. I got a 96 against 10.
Perfect.
A 14. That's a extreme success.
I succeeded.
So Boz, you sneak in. Izdar kind of sneaks. Lyola does. Lauke tries to sneak. He kind of leans against a piece of transparent steel or some part of it, which just falls, and he just like slides along it, like just down, completely exposed. Boz, for the record, you saw no one with their bodies over there.
I heard them talking.
But Lauke, this was a few minutes ago. By the time you guys got down.
Oh, all right.
Because you guys didn't sort of hurry, but you were kind of going careful, so theoretically someone was there and has moved. Was it a normal success for your look?
Yes.
Then yeah, all you see is there. They don't seem to be moving. They definitely seem injured, maybe dead. Someone was saying, "You're injured. I'll try to help." Whatever. But you barely heard this like weird whisper. Lauke, as you sort of slide out, making a bit of a racket, suddenly a voice calls down to you. Up from the top of like the wreckage of the cockpit, and says,
Are you all right? Oh dear. You are alive, are you unharmed?
There's this like brown hooded figure up there.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I think I'm good here.
Yes, please. Unfortunately, I'm very relieved to find survivors. Please, I will come I will come down to you. I will lead you to a safe place. These pilots of your vessel, they are both expired. This is a tragic situation.
When did they expire?
They seem to have expired in the crash. One of them drew a bit of breath as I approached, but before I could render what aid I know how, they are dead. But I am glad that you have at least have survived. I will make the treacherous climb. Please give me time. Are you injured? Do not move if you are injured. I want to help you.
This figure sort of begins kind of like you see them disappear. Go ahead, Lauke.
Can I check this figure out to see?
Make a look roll.
Or
Sure. They're very hard, so you'll need a better than normal success to have sort of seen anything about them.
54, so just a success.
Just success. They seem kind of like a wizened, kind of weird person. Their voice was barely carrying. The rest of you did hear everything they said. You now hear some like clanging as they seem to be like trying to climb down something, maybe kind of like going into some hole and kind of fighting the ladders there.
Are they clearly not droid?
They, I will say, you all heard that, yes. They did not. That did not sound like a droid. It didn't sound like a vocabulator making the noise. It all sounded very alive. This sort of figure. If you all just kind of stay hidden, the figure sort of emerges and begins sort of walking towards Lauke, kind of in this sort of like odd sort of gait.
My friend, I am glad you are alive. Let me bring you to my master's chamber. We will provide you with food and blankets and warmth. There is a storm of some kind. It happens in this region of space, a dangerous thing. It can be dangerous here in the exposed areas of the hangar.
Can I just meet you there later? I want to check on the rest of the ship.
Oh dear, of course. Of course. Are there things on this ship you value greatly?
Just want to check for survivors.
Oh, there might be other survivors. We must do this. Yes, if anyone else is alive, this will be a blessing. I am so sad to have encountered so much death today.
I want to make eye contact with Boz and see if Boz kind of agrees with me that we should maybe step out or if we should stay hidden.
I think we should make ourselves known. You can do the talking.
Look between them. Like, we're going.
Well, there are other survivors here. There are other survivors here.
Oh, what a wonderful thing to hear. Please come. I will, if you do not wish to venture with me, I urge you at least come within the bulkheads.
Do we have you to thank for that tractor beam and light?
Ah, yes, I helped to activate it. It was at the request of my master, the Dominul. He has requested this. Dominul Raithveiko, a very wise and kind individual. He has tried to rescue you. Yes.
You see what?
We are very appreciative of that effort. We have survived and alive because of it. Might I ask your name, good sir?
Ah, yes. I am a servant. My name is Bogol.
Bogol.
Can you do
Excellent.
like a diplomatic thingy on this guy or no?
Oh yeah, can I do that? Can I do a diplomatic mission on him?
Sure.
Thank you. This is new.
I
Appreciate
forgot
that,
how
boss.
it works. I wasn't sure if it
Doesn't matter. That's a pretty hard fail right there. Not a fumble, but pretty hard
honestly,
fail.
you're so dazed at this point, you have no idea. But this figure is saying,
I do not wish to pressure anyone. Could there be more survivors other than the 1, 2, 3, 4 survivors?
What about the ones who are over in the port side?
The pilot?
You can check them, but I believe that this pair have expired.
Oh.
I have sensed no
I'll
harm,
go over and check them out.
but you can check.
make him. make like a medicine roll, but they definitely both seem to be
Dear.
they both seem pretty banged up.
There is a success on medicine.
They both have a normal success.
Yeah.
Then just generally speaking, no coroner report level stuff, but they both look to have definitely have injuries consistent with a crash.
And they're dead.
They are dead.
My diplomatic mission was a success. I'm sorry. I forgot it was a psychology roll.
Okay.
So that was a success.
I always hate when these things are contested. Let's just say that this person is a little hard to read because they're weird. So don't get paranoid or anything, but they've definitely exceeded that. If they were making a deceive roll, don't worry about it. You don't got it. They're just too hard to read. You don't have a good read on this weird alien, whatever they are. I mean, you haven't really seen them. They're kind of under a cloak. They say,
But if it is, do not do whatever you must do to recover what is precious, but I do urge you, do not remain here in the hangar with but the ray shielding. You should be inside the bulkhead of the ship if you can. And even that is not entirely safe. Yeah.
Understood.
I will, could there be other survivors in your vessel?
The pilots.
They are dead.
Oh, I thought y'all were talking about well, that's a shame.
I am
I
sorry.
don't think so.
Can I check the bodies of these two? I was wondering if this lady would have a data pad of some sort.
She has a data pad.
About...
She has what is probably a very valuable bag of scrolls and data pads for sure.
Right,
This person says,
I will go inform my master. You are welcome to enter, but at least come within the bulkheads. It is dangerous. These accursed storms are a grave danger here in the void between the stars. I am
Yes, of course.
glad you are alive.
kind of bows to you and then sort of shuffles kind of into a large open doorway.
Will we be able to return and claim our things after?
Of course, they are yours. What a
Excellent.
tragedy in this wreckage, but at least you are alive.
Can I grab the satchel or whatever bag she had on her? And
Sure.
also, I would like to grab the one experimental Yonic statue, just because I found
it was just pictures on a data pad. Listen, they're huge.
Damn.
The guy works in
Right.
large mediums. You know,
Of course,
they're
of course,
big.
yes. Well, I would like to take the data pad with the images.
Understood. You can take you can grab their data pads. That's fine. Sure.
All right. Yeah.
Um,
I want to take the bag of scrolls as well,
understood.
if I can.
So, what do you guys do? So you kind of take that stuff. What is everyone else doing?
Check the cargo.
Yeah, is there a way we can check?
Yeah, you guys can go check the cargo hold. That will actually require a little bit. Unfortunately, Lyala, this is literally what you're for. To get that open from broken, this will require a work manual labor roll.
Oh, it's the super high one
It's your super high one under physical, and
with a bonus.
yes, you get a bonus. And do you see the other thing you have there that says under, like in the actual description of the skill?
Plus 20? Wait.
Yeah, you actually have a 100 and you have a 119 if you're using your adaptive multi-tool, which to open this you definitely can.
Okay.
Also, you have an extra bonus from the Inspire.
That
That's
you know what?
true.
Let's throw that on, but that only really lasts. That's like more a combat thing that only lasts a minute and a good bit of time.
Oh,
But
okay.
you know what? Throw it on. Roll with double bonuses and a 129. Let's see how. I mean, we're kind of being ridiculous. She just needs to get to like if she owes a 6 or it's just to see if she's chasing a 6.
15.
A 15. Well, very
No,
good.
sorry, 16.
16. So you have an extreme success. You didn't get the vital success, but with an extreme success, without any issue, you managed to just crank the door open manually, and the vessel seems to be, whatever you want to say about the now departed Dendron, the vessel is sitting there perfectly. Make a luck roll, Lauke.
Oh, Christ.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
Nope. However, that little 2 centimeter gap, it has scratched.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a scratch on the paint.
This was the best we could ask for, honestly. All things considered, it's fine. I'll fix it.
At this
obsessing
point, my friends, all of you, did anybody here take like smelling, tasting as did anybody put a bunch of points into smelling and tasting?
I think I have a good smell.
So
30.
yeah, it makes sense that our people out there, if anyone, honestly, yeah, with a 50, you guys got it.
56,
Yeah, with over 50s, both of you have this like horrible scent of ozone. And as kind of like the colors have changed, you realize that like right outside the magna shielding of this hangar, you do in fact see
that lightning.
That pink lightning is like cascading around you. You smell that ozone of like, it smells very electrical. And suddenly, an arc of it enters this very chamber that you are in. And you sort of, it burns, blazes bright. It's like blinding in color. What would you all like to do?
Well, I think we should probably leave and take the hospitality of our host, at least at face value. I would recommend we probably don't mention our current mission to find the Ord at present till we understand their motivations.
Understood.
I agree. I mean, better to die inside a nice ship instead of being fried by lightning in the depths of space.
Also great.
Yeah, also we can't seek the Ord if we're not alive, so let's...
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Make a good point.
True.
As you all sort of rush inside those bulkheads, this pinkish lightning sort of like forming all behind you. Just because I'm a dick and it's towards the end of the session, I do need all of you as suddenly it cascades out, sort of filling the space. Can everybody please make an endurance roll?
A what roll?
Endurance.
Don't fail me now.
Kind of as you're just like trying to like withstand whatever intense brightness is coming.
Success.
Cocked.
Okay.
Fail.
A success.
Fail.
I had a hard success.
A hard
A
success.
12. I'm so happy I'm rolling low today.
Success, hard success, fail. Is that correct?
Yep.
Hard for normal for Boz and Eyes Dark, hard for Lyala. Okay, so as you guys are running, Lauke just like falls under it, like almost like barely getting out of the bulkhead. As he's like falling, as this intense sort of glow is just filling the stuff, and he's like slightly convulsing under this strange thing. The whole ship, in fact, seems to be shaking. Boz and Eyes Dark, you guys make it a good bit of the way in, but you too fall to your knees. As you're like, like this is just like intense. Now, you definitely feel like you're getting some shielding from being in the bulkhead. Lyala, there's like a door that's still open that's sort of letting some of this in. You, however, like still on your feet, still up. Is there anything you want to try to do at this moment?
I want to try to get Lauke.
So as you kind of like go back over to Lauke, trying to pull him, you start pulling him, you see this like door open. I'm gonna say, because you're a mechanic, you even think to like hit the door, like that's a... You, as you're sort of trying to like,
if I can, I would like to.
As this is going, make one last endurance roll as they've all sort of begun to sort of pass out from this.
All of us, or just
her? You guys are kind of incapacitated at this point.
Oh shit, 84.
Is that a fail?
Fail.
Lyala, you as sort of like being sort of like up here at the moment, as you're kind of like up against these like the wall of this sort of strange alien vessel, you see that there are these like kind of amber gold colored crystals all throughout the vessel. And as you're looking up at them, this sort of lightning is seeming to be connecting them. Suddenly, Lyala, you see this strange golden glow just completely fill your sight, blinding you for a moment. And that is where we'll end tonight's inaugural session.
Oh, no. Well, it was nice seeing y'all. The next session will be 5 minutes long, and
We're all dead.
we'll be re-rolling for new characters.
Welcome to Luminous Beings. You've all died. Roll new characters.
Perfect.
Well, that was a fun start, guys.
That's great.
What a wonderful group. And I'm sorry that everyone else died. One person came very close to surviving. They were...
Was it Pharaoh?
No, it's one of the pilots. came so close to surviving, and it was it was basically like just like by 2. You know, very very near miss. So that. The cathedral ships. Ooh, Pius Dea. All sorts of... If there are any viewers here who are Star Wars fans to the degree they know about the Pius Dea Crusades, which literally only appear in some, like chronologies and the Old Republic, log books, then...
Yeah, I've literally only heard the name.
Then this is the game for you. But I really want to say thank you to everyone for checking this out, as our intrepid explorers have made it... not to Lost Ord, but they are not lost in space. Or at least, they're not lost in a ship that's breaking apart in space. They're lost in a cathedral ship that is 6,000 years old in space. Thank you so much. That was so fun. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. If you like what we do here, please subscribe to our channel or follow our channel. Subscribe if you can. You get a free subscription if you link your Twitch account to your Amazon Prime account. You get one free subscription. You got to renew it every month, so do that. If you don't give it to us, give it to anybody else on our wonderful channel or anybody you like. Just don't let it go to waste, because then Amazon wins. And these days, that's the last thing anyone wants. We have some other fun shows, such as tomorrow night, another Star Wars game. It's called Crude Matter. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. Some more familiar faces and some new faces. That's cool. That will be at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night. So there's so much Star Wars here as Star Wars Week begins. We are dark for Gray in the Dark on Tuesday this week, so no game then. But on Friday, if the sci-fi fun hasn't been enough, on Blood from a Stone, we killed everyone last week. So we rolled a new domain, and we rolled the space one. So it's gonna be...
Wait, everyone died?
Technically one person didn't, but she ran away and was no longer in the session because Lauren was playing 2 characters at this point. Point being, it was a TPK situation. They went to Trow House. Couldn't have been better. I felt like I gave them so many warnings about not going in there, including I let Dan warn you guys not to go in, and your response was, all right, that was weird. What do you mean the doll that I'm carrying is the architect? Let's go in there. Anyway.
Oh, the doll killed them all? That I never would have said.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. In any case, so that is going to be another space game. Not this system, not Star Wars, but it is going to be using the original 90s Star Wars D6 system, which I'd already decided upon before I started these Star Wars games. So it's not a Star Wars lore one, but it's going to feel... but that's also a super fun system, so that's going to be super fun. So check that out on Friday at 7:30. Thank you so much for watching. Go to our About page to find out about our wonderful players. Follow us on at Long Lost Lore RPG on Instagram, at Long Lost Lore on TikTok. We are trying to really get TikTok followers so we can do something where you do something live with TikTok. Lauren can explain that later. Also go to our Discord, and we can answer all sorts of questions about all these things. So fun. Thank you all so much. Does anybody want to plug anything or mention things they do or any of that fun stuff?
If you guys follow Raid Shadow Legends, you'll see me on Tuesday and Thursdays streaming in the afternoons.
There you go. And you can find his username on our About page or here under his name here, etc., etc. Everyone...
You just Google my name, too.
And I make a webcomic online called Travelers of Talaria. If you want to check it out, put a link in the I'll put a link in the chat.
Perfect.
It's fantasy on Webtoon and stuff like that. So if you like that, check it out.
Fun. It's fun stuff. Well, with that, everybody, I'm going to say, close. This is the way I do for these games. Thank you so much for watching. And the Force will be with you. Always. Good night.